We know that one of the requirements for Uk to get out of Sungrim was that he had to read the famous book that was blank. Something that caused him a lot of frustration because who can actually read something that has nothing in it? We believe that this famous love letter holds a great mystery. That's why today I'm going to talk about. All the answers are in the poem. But first remember to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell so you'll be among the first to see our content. Before explaining the theory about the love poem, we need to go over something. Jin Min once told the queen that 10 years ago he managed to get his hands on the ice stone sealed by Jang Gang. At that time Baiyan had found it, and even though she was very young, she managed to find the ice stone and its powers were amazing. With this information we know that the ice stone is something you have to find, and we believe that you find it if you do some kind of ritual or have some special energy. If we think about how the famous ice stone came about, we have to remember that images were presented of a woman who was blind, and was doing some kind of ritual to make it rain because there was a drought. After the ritual, hail began to fall, but there was one hailstone that did not melt. That big hail or ice cube turned into fire, then it turned into a stone, then it turned into water, and then it turned into its original form of a ball of ice. So with this we can know that the ice stone came about through a ritual, and therefore it may be that in the present this ice stone can be obtained through a specific rite. Now then, returning to the scene where Uk is trying to read the blank book, we must remember that one of the leaders tells him that there are words written on those papers and that the problem is that he cannot see them. He comments that you can only read it once you focus your energy. That book is Master Seo Jae-young's book, called Words of the Heart. Master Lee told Uk that he can't read the book because he doesn't have much concentration. Uk asked him how long it will take to read the book, and he said the earliest would be in 1 year. Lee told him that the book belongs to his teacher. It is a poem by Master Seo Jae-young. He said it's not that long, and once he reads the first word, the rest will be easy. Lee said, "Let me tell you a secret about this book that no one knows. This poem is actually a love letter. Countless magicians have read this, but no one knows that fact. Master Seo Jae-young wrote this for a woman who could not see, so that she could read it with her heart. You can see it by training your concentration skills, but try to think of another way since I told you it was a love letter." During the great chaos that happened 200 years ago, the first leader of Jinyuan was the one who helped Master Seo Jae-young. And she could not see. The famous poem goes something like this. An orchid blooming in the white snow, your name, will open this letter. You cannot grasp water, but it is inside the soil. You cannot hold the wind, but it is resting on the rock. The faint blue light makes me sigh. You cannot touch fire, but it is inside the tree. If you let them be, they will exist everywhere. My white breath turned into snow and tears. I could not let them drop and them. Despite knowing that they will up once again. I am a fool who dares not shed a single tear. Now if we analyze what the poem says, we can notice that between the lines it talks about things that have to do with nature. For example, it talks about water, earth, wind, rock, blue light, fire, tree, snow, and tears. You also add that this poem says that you cannot grasp the water, but it is inside the earth, nor the wind, but it is in the rock, nor the fire, but it is in the tree. It is as if he wanted us to understand that although there are things that you cannot see, it does not mean that they do not exist. He also mentions something about the blue light, and the evidence that you changed your soul is the little blue ball that comes out under the collarbone, or the blue eyes of Mudiok, and also the energy of the souls is often presented with the color blue. This poem may be related to how the ice stone is invoked because, as I said at the beginning, the ice stone could be converted into fire, stone, water, and ice. And these words and others very similar are also in the poem, and I do not think it is a coincidence. We add to this that this poem was written for a blind person 200 years ago during the chaos, which may be that it was written for the woman who is doing the ritual who was the one who invoked the ice stone. Perhaps by writing the poem, the blind woman was able to figure out how to summon the ice stone. Although of course there may be some confusion, because it was mentioned that it was a poem that was not sent, but it was also said that many wizards have read it. Maybe the day the ice stone was created, a magician read the poem to the blind woman, and she was the only one who could understand that it was a love letter, but at the same time it was words to create something great. And as for other magicians having read the poem, you would think that none of them would have realized the great secret it holds, because only chosen people with great energy can do so. Now, how does this relate to Uck? Park Jin said that Jang Gang's greatest fear was that Uck's energy door would be open and he would go out into the open. Coincidentally, Uck was able to read that poem in a short time, something that normally takes 1 year. So we can see that Uck can have the energy and concentration to see things that are humanly unseen, and thus could also summon the ice stone. This would also explain why Baiyan can summon the ice stone, because she has the energy, concentration, and can see what perhaps others cannot see. Recall that her mother once told her that she had a special ability to perceive things that others cannot. Anyway, this theory of the poem indicates that this poem was not presented in the series by chance, if not that it is a key or important part, so that the ice stone can be invoked. What do you think of this theory? Leave your comment here. If you like this video, like and share it with your friends.